My name is Wiza. I'm a forest conservationist. I work in this landscape called the Loisa ecosystem. It's one of the most amazing landscape in the world. It is the last place on earth where the critically endangered Sumatran rhino, tiger, elephant, and orangutan still roam together in the wild. When we imagine the word conservationist, we imagine a man. When we think of the word rangers, we imagine someone with heavy uniform, maybe an arm, and patrolling the area, protecting wildlife. We completely forget that in a balanced and equal society, men and women play an equal role. It might not be the same, but it's equal. When I first met Sumini, the person who became the head of Women Ranger, she told me that I've always wanted to protect the forest. Even before you come around, I joined my husband on his patrol up the mountain. Our forest up in the mountain sometimes is threatened by illegal logging. Sometimes people come in and clear land to grow their coffee. Every time we tried to stop them, we were challenged. They were asking us, who are you and what are your authorities to stop us from clearing the forest? So we supported them to establish a woman-led ranger team. And sometimes this creates a whole lot of misunderstanding. People thought it's an exclusively woman ranger team, but it's not. It is a ranger team that is led by Sumini, but she also involved her husband, her son, and so does every other woman in the group. The husband supported them through this process. One incredible thing was when I asked the men, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this woman going out on patrol? This is not necessarily the common thing to do in Aceh, in a patriarchal society, in a very conservative Islamic society. And they told me the most incredible thing. They said back then, when us, the men, go out on patrol, we come across illegal loggers, we get into a fight straight away. Things escalate quickly. But with the women, instead of getting into the fight, the first thing they ask is, hi, how are you? Where are you from? Have you had lunch? Do you want to share my coffee? And they sit down and they begin talking. And this group of women are incredibly persuasive. They are mothers and their grandmothers. They deal with a lot in their life. So when they come across illegal loggers, they come across people who encroach to the forest, they use the word of compassion. They are empathetic. They are kind. And that kind of kindness really shifts the heart of people engaging in the activities that is destroying the forest. They ask these people, do you know what happened if you clear the forest? Did you know that if you clear the forest and you grow your coffee here, before long, there will be flash flood? And the last flash flood have destroyed our village. You may not be here for that, but I was. When people think about the threat to the forests of Indonesia, to the many forests of the world, there's a single commodity that gets singled out. And oftentimes, it's palm oil. Palm oil plantation stretch across lowlands across Sumatra. They take over many pit swamps in Kalimantan. They climb into some mountains, although they have huge preference to the lowland forests. The thing is, lowland forests are incredibly biodiverse. Lowland forests is where you find those big dipterocarp trees. Lowland forests is where you find the elephants, the tiger. They love lowland forests. The orangutan rely on fruiting trees that exist in lowland forests. If you look at the map of the Loiser ecosystem and overlay that with orangutan population, the highest density of orangutan population are in the lowland forests. Very few of them are up in the mountain. Same goes with elephant. If we lose the lowland forests, we lose these two species. So when our partner organization started working with farmers in the area to restore the forests, we come to get to know the community in these areas. We come to meet the women in these areas, and we come to learn about their aspiration. And every time we come and visit, this group of women always loaded us with so much bananas and so much cassavas from the village, from the area around the house. They harvest so much, they don't know what to do with it. And we thought, maybe we could turn it into something else. Maybe we could add value into the communities they are already producing. So then we work with them, we work with external parties to create banana flour, to create cassava flour, to create these little plates out of oil palm sticks. And through this process, we get to have closer relationship with them. But interestingly, more than anything, when I hang out and chat with the women and I ask them, what have changed in your life since you begin doing this? What were you doing before? What were you doing now? And then a lot of them say that I was a housewife only, exclusively. My duties are domestic. But now I get to hang out with other women. I get to share my story. I get to realize that, we all face similar challenges. And by creating these additional commodities, now I could have my own money. Now I could buy my own lipstick and doesn't have to argue with my husband about what I can buy. And that gives me a sense of confidence that there is more that I can do. In the past decade, since we established the organization, we have won probably over 20 lawsuits in an effort to make sure that the company that violate their environmental requirement get punished. We have canceled the permit of many inappropriate infrastructure that is coming in and seek to dismantle the protection for thousands of hectares of forest. When I imagine the future for Loiser, I could imagine an alternative moment in time where this landscape would be filled with prosperity and people have good livelihood and wildlife roaming freely and the forests remain intact. How do we get there? I still need all of us to think about it, to take us there.